Hey guys, this is Tom Box. Welcome to MST.TV. Now, for today's video, we're going to be breaking down all the features that were hinted at us in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Not gonna lie, this thing is gonna be pretty intense, and it's the thing that we've been waiting for like 20 years. So this trailer is actually going to be giving us a lot of information. I'm going to come at this not only as a player of Yu-Gi-Oh! And some of the digital games, online simulators, but I'm also going to come at it as a senior UI artist, break down whatever this trailer is featuring to us. Because whenever we build any kind of trailer like this, there's usually a lot of information that we want to cram in there to impress people. It's like all the little things that you subconsciously pick up. I'm going to point them all out as Easter eggs and try to break down some of the features that they're trying to, well, throw at us and see whether or not we like it or not. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, hit subscribing, notification bell. When there's more Master Duel stuff coming out, I'm 100% going to cover this because I'm really excited to see this. I've watched the trailer already. I highly recommend you guys go check out the trailer yourself. And here we go. So the first thing I'm going to pause at is right at the beginning, they show us this weird looking field. We've got a stony field and we've got a grass field on the top and the bottom. And there's even a little pedestal for a statue. I'm going to go into the statue bit in a little after, but let's talk about the field first. This kind of field design is very interesting to me because this is a reskinnable field. In other words, consider it as your playmat. Both players can actually have different playmats from what I'm seeing here because they are both different. These models are completely different. It's probably coming from a different palette set, and the texture is just probably something that they chose to skin onto it. This is probably something that they just UV map on top. Nothing too crazy, but that gives you the ability to choose your own field, and maybe you'll be able to earn different fields as you progress in this game. Maybe it's a purchasable. I'm pretty sure you can make things like this purchasable. Anything that's customizable, personalizable, 100% is something that they're going to try to make money on for sure, and it makes sense. It's like aesthetics and cosmetics are always going to be something that's going to be pretty big, and seeing that this field is split down the center and seeing how it's not split down the center in this upcoming view, it just tells me that, hey, these kinds of fields, they're going to be customizable, and we should pay close attention to all the different fields in here. Here there's a water one, a tomb one, and there's like a volcano one. See, there's like all sorts of different fields that you can be playing on. I'm guessing these are something that you can unlock, or maybe it's random. I don't think it's random the moment that you can actually split it. If it's random, maybe they should have kept it the same, but hey, I like the ability to customize our own fields. Now, Easter egg number 2, look at the card draw. Okay, I'm gonna pause it right at this particular moment. Looking at the cards, there are rarities on the card. Now, what really makes sense to me right here is how the cards are really animated. It's basically a flat 3D plane that has a texture on it. I really like that there's rarity on the card, so nothing's all flat. Maybe you get to earn them. Maybe there's different rarities in real life versus in the game. Now, that could be a concern for some of you guys because, oh, does that mean I have to buy cards? You know what? I'll get into the buying cards later on because there's 3 potential models from what I can see here, because they can totally do the Duel Links thing. If you guys don't play Duel Links, well, then there's of course that model there where they have boxes which you can purchase, and there's like a set fixed rarity on a lot of the cards that you can get in Duel Links. Now, for this particular case, we have Shadow Hedgehog, which is common. We have a rare or a gold rare Squamata. We have, this is almost like ultimate rare Shadow Ariel. But what you can see here is that, hey, there's different rarities on the cards, which could mean that either you can actually, they either have fixed rarity or they have cards that you can probably bling up and just add the rarity on top. So who knows how they handle the foiling of cards. And then the other thing to note are the sleeves, okay? Sleeves is a big thing. I noticed that these sleeves look very familiar, and after digging up my own pack, I have myself the exact same sleeves, except I don't have the Master Duel logo on it. So these are the Xyz sleeves in here, and that's just, I'm guessing that they're going to go for real life sleeves also inside of the Master Duel as well. To me, that makes a lot of sense. Tie in your product with your digital product, and I've done the same thing with my Yugioh Pro sleeves. I turned them into my Alpha Blue sleeves, which is a really good call. And I think it actually is featured throughout the rest of the entire video here. They're featuring in the chain sequence, they're featuring the synchro sleeves. In this particular scene, there's featuring like this sleeve here. I have the blue version. Maybe there's also the blue version in the game as well, so we can all we can all bet that there's going to be a lot of the different sleeves that they already make officially in the game as well. I think that's actually really cool. And seeing that both you and your opponent have different kinds of sleeves could be something that you unlock, could be purchasable. It's just one way to bling up your set. And if you get like world championships, or maybe if you earn like a WCQ or like invite or something like that, you get to unlock the sleeve in your account. That'd be really cool. Like you just accumulate all these rewards over the years of just playing Yu-Gi-Oh and be rewarded for it. That's probably what I can see this moving forward as. You can probably purchase like anime cover sleeves. By anime cover, I mean official OCG. They have like Madolche sleeves and World Legacy sleeves. Those may be like unlockable through achievements, or they could be unlocked through purchasing, or unlocked through like other various means. So how do we navigate the different phases? I think that is implied immediately. If you can break down the field, you have your timer, of course, you have your graveyard right here, you have your banish pile right here, and now you have the turn counter. Seeing that this is both for mobile and for PC and every single console available, I'm expecting that it's gonna feature both control from like the legacy of the Duelist, and as well as the Duel Links control where you can just use your finger and swipe, because it says it's for, you know, iOS and Android in the Google Play Store and the App Store. I'm gonna guess that it features both of that. So when you tap this button, when you press this button, it's gonna offer you the ability to change the other phases. It might slide in from the side, it might pop up, but that's my guess of where the phase change is gonna go. And as for attacking, well, the cards, we can probably do the swipe motion, or you can probably do the selection. There's probably a little pop-up command if you're using a controller to do the attack. I think they're just going to incorporate both. I like how the animation of the attribute and the attack makes a lot of sense. Animating the card itself makes a whole lot of sense to me. And there's actually more that you can pay attention to in this little bit of the attack animation, is that the field starts to destroy itself the lower the life points you get. This guy at the bottom has like 8,000 life points. His field is pristine, but this guy's down to 2,000. You can see that there's like a lot of details in the cracks. There's a lot of damage going on here. I like how it's like reflective of your life points, so you're not just looking at a number. It's just very entertaining to kind of see that kind of stuff. And I believe when you attack for game, you get this big red smack attack. I'm guessing that the dark is only part of the dark attribute, the Shurig here. And looking at the cards that they're featuring stuff from like pretty recent sets. This is from Phantom Rage. I'm guessing that this is going to be as up to date as possible. I don't know how they're going to handle the TCG versus OCG thing, but considering that they did announce this for both TCG and OCG, there could be a set limitation on what you can play, and there's probably going to be two different ban lists that we're going to be working with. But one thing that I'm going to be most concerned with, one of the key differences between TCG and OCG is that how trigger effects work, if they're private knowledge or public knowledge. In TCG, all the triggers must go through first, so whether it be public or private, you will be able to stack all of your trigger effects first before you start using any sort of the quick effects. However, it's different in OCG. In OCG, if you have a private knowledge trigger effect, they work like quick effects in that chain. That is one of the key differences, and that means you can time it differently. You can ash different cards, you can respond differently, and I'm wondering how this game is going to handle that. That's actually one of the bigger questions here, if they're going to imply that ruling in as well, because it's a pretty big deal. Unless Master Duel is part of its own class, it's going to be playing under the one umbrella. All the different summoning methods all have their own animation, which I think is really beautiful. This whole chain sequence is really impressive because I like how easy it is to follow. They come in and out, in and out, in and out, which lets people learn that cards don't automatically go to the graveyard once you resolve it in the chain. The whole chain must resolve first, and I'm glad this thing reflects it. A lot of people just don't know that and just create a mess of the game state. That's really cool. And as for our little corner piece here, our little statue, this is kind of like your field center, your bling piece. Maybe it's like a WCQ trophy if you win a WCQ or something like that. Let's see what we got. So first one here, of course, Pot of Greed. The other side doesn't have one. That makes me think that you don't always have to have one. Maybe you actually have to earn it. What's another one that's coming up here? We have Imduk, and we have Pot of Greed again. I don't know what dragon this is. That's not a blue eyes. It's got a weird tail, not a red eyes either, but it looks like a gear dragon of some sort. Yo, this one we have Sangan, and we got, I think that's That's Borreload Dragon. Yeah, that's 100% just Borreload Dragon. That's really cool. In other words, there's boss monsters. There's like classic, iconic old monsters, and maybe even classic spells. Maybe there's like Graceful Charity. That'd be really cool. Or maybe can I just have a Denko Sekka on the side there? I would love to have a Denko Sekka on the side. Here we have a Dark Magician on the side. I'm looking forward to how many of these models they're actually going to make. Like, do you earn these? Do you buy these? Again, another piece that's customizable. Feels like it's going to be an item that you purchase. And everybody's favorite hero monster, Stratos, is on the side here. Here we have Ritual Raven. This is probably Salaman Great Foxy. I think it's a Foxy right here. Really cool stuff. I kind of look forward to seeing what other models that they're going to offer and what kind of premium one that I will be able to purchase. Honestly, that's going to be a point of purchase. And so we kind of reached to the end here. What is offered on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, Steam, Switch, App Store, and Google Play. This is expected to be on all platforms. This is going to be the simulator. I'm glad they took the time to actually develop it for every single platform, which I do expect crossplay. So the big question is, first of all, how are they going to monetize this? Like, let's be honest here. There's 3 possible ways I'm going to take a wild swing at. One is you got to purchase packs in the game. That's probably a given. I don't think they should be making singles unless they can actually charge you for the currency that they can actually dust you for. That's one way. Or they can do part 2, make it similar to Pokemon, where every single Yu-Gi-Oh pack also comes with a code pack, which you can also get for the game. That to me makes a whole lot of sense. And are they going to differentiate TCG cards versus OCG cards? Or they're going to have like their own little special purchasing thing where you can get, or maybe when you buy a pack in TCG, you also get currency into the digital game. But that means they're not really making additional money off of this. I mean, they're just not getting extra money, but they will use that maybe as a tactic to lead people into playing Master Duel, which I don't really think they need to market that hard on. If they have an official simulator, one of the key things that they need is competitive play, and that kind of leads to like the next section. But another way that they can do a purchase on this, they could totally make it a subscription game. I'm not gonna lie, they can totally make it like World of Warcraft. So you have to subscribe to actually play the game, and then you have to pay for the expansions, pay for the additional sets. Can they offer us every single card available in that particular sense? Maybe, but they probably, and I don't think they would actually juice you that hard after that, because if they do that, that means they're basically paywalling their way to pay. That is just going to deter people from even going into trying the game. It's just a bit too much, and that means it's for the people that are able to pay to play to even start, which is not exactly one of the best paying models. And maybe it could be a mix of all of them. But I'm expecting that you're going to have to buy packs like Duel Links in this one. That's my expectation. And how do you acquire higher rarity? You can probably use the Duel Links method as well, because it takes a lot of currency to bling up your whole deck. Just because you need multiple copies, you have to like kind of get rid of 2 copies to make 1 new copy, and you have to kind of like funnel all the cards into making shinier and shinier digital cardboard. That's my guess. But how do we make this game relevant? Well, to keep it relevant, you need a competitive play here. You need a ranking system. You need a TCG versus OCG. Split them apart. Don't be foolish. People in like TCG zones don't normally play OCG cards unless they're testing out future product. And do you have a practice mode too? I kind of want to go into that. If you have practice mode, how does that work? Because if you have a practice mode, you should be able to use that as a marketing tool as well. You can build the deck completely, like let them build their entire deck, and then if for the cards they don't have, you can kind of make them like semi-transparent, you know, lower the opacity a bit just to tell them that they don't have it yet, so that they can't really actively use that deck in a duel. But in practice, they can still play on their own, do the combo themselves, and just so that you can get them used to using those cards that they don't have, so they actually make that additional purchase. It just makes a lot of sense. And coming from like a designer standpoint, I would do that. I would let them play with cards that they don't have at first, but not in a competitive setting, so that when they want to play in a competitive setting, in a tournament, in an event, because they did announce that there's going to be events, this is going to be world supported. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they don't, you know, chew out, like take it back, because that would suck. But that's something that I'm looking forward to. It seems like that's a great way to market that particular part of the game. And the other thing is, how does your deck builder work? I haven't seen your deck builder at all, and considering that you have to use a deck builder for mobile and a deck builder for the PC, if they're still developing that deck builder, I just split it so that you have 2 different builds for the deck builder. If it's mobile, they get a mobile deck builder. If it's, you know, PC, give them all the bells and whistles and so they can type it up and build their decks really, really quickly. And give them the ability to favorite cards. I don't know how many times I've asked for this, but if you have the ability to favorite cards, like favorite all your hand traps, building decks doesn't need to like be a chore where you have to constantly go back and forth looking for cards that you already know you want to run. Let them have a favorite list of their cards so that they have their own personalized filter of stuff they can play. That is something I just really want. It makes it really easy. Deck building shouldn't take long. I don't want to spend half my day on a deck building screen. So there's that. Anyways, that's kind of my rundown of this. How are they going to monetize it? Cosmetics, probably cards. Cards and cosmetics seems like is the best way to kind of maintain the servers and keep the game up to date. As for customization, ranking, competitive play, I hope that they only feature matches for competitive play. Singles just doesn't make much sense to me. It doesn't make you a better player. It doesn't make, like, you can win a lot of game 1s. Okay, I can win a lot of game 1s just playing Mystic Mindburn because people don't, you know, main deck, you know, back row removal. So is that what we kind of want to see? It's just not that fun. Hopefully it's just rank play is you get to choose TCG side or OCG side. It's completely up to you, and don't merge the two together in terms of ranking. And make sure it's nice and random, and people can get punished for being, you know, terrible people. If you can find a way to penalize players as well, that'd be also great. That's kind of my full rundown of this particular game. I'm really excited, looking forward to seeing how this kind of move forward. If there's an alpha build or a beta build, Konami, send me a copy. I'd be happy to feature this thing. Alright guys, and that's basically all I got for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, smash the thumbs up button. If you guys want to see more stuff on MST.TV, hit the subscribing notification bell. I will cover this as more and more information comes out for sure. And this is probably the game that's going to lead me back into streaming. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.